Welcome to the Lights, Camera, Rant Podcast. Your source for the latest on movies, TV shows, and video games. Get ready for ranting, raving, and reviewing. Here is your host, Lee.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Lights, Camera, Rant. As always, I am your wonderful host, Mr. Rant, and as I was just talking about before, our Instagram page, we have so much to talk about this episode. Like, damn, it's good to be a Marvel fan, pop culture fan, movie fan. Like, it's just the time to enjoy it, because this week we got a whole lot. We got some really good news, we got some really cool photos, and we've also got some bad news, unfortunately, over at the Marvel HQ, but we can all get straight into that. And I would like to say hello to Mark of the Geeks of the Street podcast. Thank you so much for coming past the live, man. If anyone, I had the privilege of being on their podcast only 2 hours ago, which an episode will be coming out soon. So definitely go check that if it comes by the time of recording this. Definitely go check it out. Those guys are fantastic, and I can't wait for you guys to hear that episode because it was such a good time. They're a great bunch of guys, and you need to go follow their channel 110%, which we'll put the link in the bio as well. You need to go check them out. So thanks for coming past, man. And also like to say thanks to Eric as well for coming past on YouTube. Hey, everyone's come past it today. That's pretty good. Thanks, guys. Thanks. But yeah, this week we got new posters, we've got new trailers, Invincible's back, Spider-Man's kicking ass, and I also like to say, don't forget, next week we're going to be reviewing Captain America 4, because Cap 4, Brave New World drops next week, and we kicks off our first Marvel movie for the year. And then we've got Thunderbolts, and then we've got Fantastic Four, but Cap 4 is going to kick it straight off. And just a little bit of housekeeping before we get too deep. As always, definitely go check out our letterbox for all our reviews. We did a review for 10 Lives. 10 Lives, which is a new kids movie, so definitely go check that out. And also, this past week, I had the privilege of going to Hano's premiere, which thank you very much to Paramount for the invite. Definitely go check that on our Instagram page, and that review will be coming out soon as well. Eric on YouTube. July is normally a huge month at the box office, but damn, this July seems to be the biggest in a good while. Well, more so than last year, but the year before that we had Oppenheimer, Barbenheimer. But yes, Eric, this July is absolutely stacked, which I did see a tweet the other day. It was like, Super Jurassic Tastic is what we're going to be getting, because we've got Jurassic Park Rebirth, we've got Superman, and then we have Fantastic Four in that whole month. And the one thing that I'm really excited about going to Europe, I'm excited going on my honeymoon, I'm over the moon for all that. It's just the fact that I'll be going to go see Fantastic Four I think we're in Italy or we're in Venice, one of the two. So I'll be seeing the movie there. So hopefully I have got time for it. So fingers crossed that I'll be able to share the excitement with everyone else, because, yeah, big month this year. Last year, which unfortunately, we had the COVID delays, which shifted all the movies, and then we had the writer's strike. So you got the writer's strike, and then you got the acting strike, which pushed things back again, and then you got Marvel did the reshuffle again. So things are just being delayed left, right, and center. So that's why last year just seemed not to have a whole lot of meat to it. Where this year it's just like, holy shit, we've got so much coming out this month. So, this entire year, we're getting so much. I'm just excited for the fact that we're back to having 3 MCU movies. I don't give a shit when someone goes, "Oh, it's too many MCU movies." No, 3 is fine. The only thing is the fact that we're getting 1 in Feb, 1 in May, and 1 in July, which, we were meant to have a 4th one, which was meant to be Blade. But so far, Blade seems really far out of reach right now. Seems really far out of reach. And I really don't know if we're ever going to get Blade at all. But look, that's the housekeeping. So let's dive into the news and let's talk about the hot topics. So again, So Jurassic World Rebirth that we finally got. Eric, 3 is the ideal amount if they're good. Yes, 3 is the ideal amount for MCU movies if they're good. Which, like I've said in the past, I'm pretty sure. Hopefully I'm wrong, but I feel like Captain America 4 will not be as favorably reviewed as Thunderbolts or as Fantastic Four, because Thunderbolts is an ensemble movie. It's going to be like Suicide Squads, and you got Florence Pugh and stacked cast, Bucky, Sebastian Stan. So I think that will do really well. But Cat 4, it might be a little bit of mix because yeah, it cool because it's a sequel to Civil War, sequel to Captain America and the Winter Soldier, and yeah, there might be a bit of controversy with that one, how that's been received, but fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Mark, I definitely want quality over quantity. Yeah, same as I, man. I want quality over quantity, which is why Marvel drew right back. And last year we were meant to have 3 Marvel movies, but it got completely shifted around altogether. So yeah, and it felt weird. It felt weird last year that we only had 1 Marvel movie, because the last time that we only had 1 Marvel movie come out a year was 2009 when we got Thor 2, which is kind of sad. Uh, but yeah, I think Marvel is definitely doing the restructure. I'm hoping this year will be Marvel coming back with a vengeance this time, because you know we've got Daredevil Born Again, Cap. We've got the 3 movies coming out. We've got Marvel Zombies at the end of the year, which is Marvel with the MA rating, same as Daredevil Born Again, which is great. And Wakanda, Wonder Man, which that might be where the quality differs a little bit. But, fingers crossed it's going to be good. Fingers crossed. I swear to God. But that's not just talking about Marvel movies, but Superman, Jurassic World, Ballerina, Mickey 17, Until Dawn. I still know what you did last summer. There's still a lot of movies coming out this year that will still hold that so high. And Jurassic. Okay, here we go with Jurassic World reboot. So this is, as I can't believe I'm saying this, this is the 7th Jurassic Park movie. And the argument can be made that they really did need a reboot so quickly after the last one. But this is technically a reboot, technically not. It is still set in the Jurassic World universe. It's still a sequel to Jurassic World Dominion. We've got new cast members, and it looks to be more a sequel to Jurassic Park 3 than Dominion, which I'm all up for, because I think a lot of people were like Jurassic Park 3 wasn't that great, but I'm like, we got the Spinosaurus, which was terrifying. We got to see other things in the island. Velociraptors were really a threat in that one. It's just the ending that was a bit like, huh. Real, that's the ending we got. Like, there was sure there wasn't other things that were meant to happen, but yes, that's what I got. But yeah, and then this is being directed by Gareth Edwards, who directed Rogue One, which we did see a scene in this movie, which in the trailer, which looked very much reminiscent of Rogue One. So I'm very curious to see what he's going to do. Not to mention, there is going to be a new threat, a new hybrid dinosaur, because apparently they're going to Site B, which is going to be the testing facility where the dinosaurs were too dangerous to be let into the park. Which I feel like I've heard that line before. And not to mention, it's not this big monstrous dinosaur that looks like it's a mix between a T-Rex, a Spinosaurus, and a Xenomorph. It's called a D-Rex and looks utterly terrifying. And the slight scenes that we have seen it, and looks scary. And not to mention, I thought the Indominus Rex in Jurassic World was terrifying. This is that next level up. So it's gonna be interesting to see. It looks like Scarlett Johansson's gonna be taking over the role of Chris Pratt's role. And looks like we've got look like a Marla Thatch, to be honest, from Atlantis: The Lost Empire. But it's going to be interesting to the point where, is this too much? Mark, with Jurassic Park 1, I want quality over quantity. I know. Yeah, Jurassic Park 1 was really high. Jurassic Park 2 was a little bit lower. Jurassic Park 3 was a little bit lower. Jurassic World was up. And then Jurassic The Lost, the second one, I can't remember its name. That was right down because that one was utterly horrible. Dominion was a little bit, but still not the best. So I still think the best Jurassic Park films have been. Well, look, here's another way to put it. I think the best films of the new trilogies, best first films of both trilogies are the best films. So Jurassic Park 1 and Jurassic World have been the best films of their trilogy. So if they're kicking off a new trilogy with this Jurassic World Rebirth, maybe this one will be just as good, or it's just going to fall into that mix of everything else. And Universal is running out of ideas for the Jurassic Park universe altogether, being Jurassic World. But no, this one looks scary. It looks frightening. We got new cast members. So, and from the trailer, it looks, yeah, as I said, more of a single Jurassic Park 3 than Jurassic World itself. So, fingers crossed it's going to live up to the hype, and which one is going to make more money in that three domino effect of those movies altogether. Eric. I would put Lost World as distant second best after the original. Distant second. So you would, but yeah. I still think Jurassic Park 2 is right up there. So in my entire order from top to bottom, Jurassic Park 1, Jurassic Park 2, Jurassic World, Jurassic Park 3, Jurassic World Dominion, and then that middle one where they were selling off dinosaurs to the military. That would be my last one because I remember watching that like this is just a rehash and this is awful. And the only reason I put Jurassic Park Dominion, oh my god, Jurassic World Dominion higher is because we got the original cast members. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. But trust, like, are you excited for this? Like, this is what I want to understand. Like, people excited for another Jurassic World, or do you think it's too soon that we're getting this? Or should they have distanced themselves further and just broken it down together? Hey, we got the Cubs Corner podcast. How you going, man? Nothing beats the original Jurassic Park. They should have stopped after Jurassic World Dominion. You pretty much just answered my question right there. Mark, haven't seen Jurassic movie in the theater for a while, so I'm definitely going to watch. Oh, well, that's good to know. Like that's the thing. I still think you'll still get that epic movie of Jurassic World. Mark. Plus, I like ScarJo. So do I, man. So do I. She's awesome for many reasons. She's many reasons, and I think as soon as I saw that she was going to be in Jurassic World, I was like, all right, sure. I think she'll be pretty good at it. She'll play the badass chick, and semi like Black Widow. But I think it'll be good. It's just weird. I forgot his name, the actor. The fact that the guy from Bridgerton's got an American accent sounds so weird on him. Eric, I mean, I'll watch it if I think I might be fun, but not expecting much beyond that. Yeah, I'm not expecting to be. Wow, that was just amazing. I'm thinking like, all right, that was fun. That was fun. That was good, and that was better than the last one. Which they should. If you should always try to be better than the last one. You shouldn't aim to be worse and go further down altogether. So that's my little thing. Is like it shouldn't be worse. Shouldn't go bad. But yeah, Jurassic World, and that's coming out on July the 3rd. So the trilogy of movies that are coming out in summer, Jurassic World Rebirth is going to be the one to kick it off. And the last one that's going to kick it off is Fantastic Four First Steps, July 25th. Come on, let's talk about that trailer. Let's talk about how good that was. That's it, Jonathan Braley. Thank you, Eric. Jonathan Braley looks like Milo from Atlantis. That's what I mean. He does. Like I was watching that trailer, I'm like, you could literally best the fact that he was this, chop it AI whatever, and put him look like he's about to do like Atlantis style. Just the way he's wearing the glasses, and which makes me want Disney to make an Atlantis, the Lost Empire remake. Do it, especially with everything else you're doing. You can do this. Come on, you can do it. Cops Corner podcast. The July 25th is going to be lit. It's going to break my bank. At the same time, they're like, all these movies are coming out, and I'm going to have to go to Europe. And Lights Camera Rant is going to go on tour. Which, funny enough, my wife Maddie was talking. She's like, oh, you should get like Lights Camera Rant on tour and have like everywhere we're going with like the tour dates all together. I'm like, that's a really good idea. I did that for the boys' trip. We did America trip in 2018. We did a boys' trip, and I made these T-shirts. It was like set days for the boys, but I did tour dates like on the back of where we were going. But it was just set day every single day because every day is set day for the boys when you're going on a boys' trip. So yeah, I'm really tempted to do that now. Let's come around on tour with all of that, but. Fantastic Four. We got the first trailer, and let's go talk about. I loved it. I love the aesthetic, the 1960s. We got to see the entire cast. I don't give a shit what everyone says about the CGI with the thing. That looks fantastic. Love the callbacks to the bear. So I think that was good. Uh, Everything looked good in this. Like I like the aesthetic. I like how they affected. They look like they're heroes. So again, we're not going to get how they got their. Well, we are slightly going to get how they get their powers, but I'm pretty sure again they're going to do the Spider-Man Homecoming effect where they're already heroes. They're already going to, and we're going to get flashbacks of how they got their powers. It's not going to be like, oh, how they do this, how they do that. Thank Christ, we're not getting that anymore. Eric, yes, Fantastic Four looks really good. I got to admit, yes. I think the Fantastic Four trailer did surprise a lot of people of how good this looks because this needs to be an absolute winner for Marvel because the fact that these are going to be the new pillars moving forward. B, after the Fantastic Four with Josh Trank movie was absolutely shit and awful. There's a whole debate on that, on how that was bad, how that was good, and everything else in between, which that's a whole nother episode to get into. But Marvel need to do the win with this. They've got a stacked cast in this. It looks good. I love the 1960s aesthetic. The interesting thing is that the only person who didn't see his powers was Mr. Reed Richards. Eric, there's no question it will be the best MC movie this year. I'm with you on that, man. I'm with you on that. Like, I think there are favorable reviews. The most liked Marvel movie this year will be Fantastic Four. Don't get me wrong. I think Thunderbolts is going to do really well. The reviews are going to be fantastic. Oh, the reviews for that are going to be fantastic. The reviews for this movie are going to be fantastic too. But and just seeing this going into this world, there's a lot of color in this. A big futuristic 1960s vibe. Galactus is actually going to look like Galactus, not just a giant effing cloud that just looked awful. Galactus is going to look like Galactus. We're going to be getting these things, and it's going to look fantastic. How they're going to go into the main Marvel timeline 616 is going to be interesting. Like, is Galactus going to destroy the world, and they're basically doing a massive escape, or is he going to follow them? The Secret Wars going to go, and then obviously I just saw a lot of people say, oh, yeah, we didn't see RDJ. I'm like, you're not going to see RDJ as Dr. Doom in this trailer. He's probably going to have a 2-second cameo in this movie because he's not going to be in the trailer. I don't think he's going to be. We also saw John Malkovich and his mysterious role of what's going to be in that. Are we going to see Reed Richards' son in this? Are we going to see the council of Reed Richards? There's a lot, but generally the favorable review in this is all fantastic. No pun intended. But I feel like people will complain about the thing and other little things. I was just like, what are you talking about? Did we watch the same trailer? Like, I was absolutely hyped. Everything looks good. Vanessa Kirby's powers look great. Johnny Storm looks good. Yeah, it's funny actually. When I watched it, I'm like, damn. I hope you don't die like how you did die in Gladiator. I hope you do a lot better than that. But no, it looks. I don't care. I don't care what anyone says. Like, this looks good. I hope it just lives up to the hype. Eric, do you think they'll do the same approach for X-Men? I think it'd be cool to do a similar hyper comic accurate version that's period piece like in the other universe. I don't know as much. I feel like we got that with First Class. That's the only thing is like I feel like we did get the X Men in the '60s First Class type of style. Don't know, and then we got those classic suits. I think what Marvel really needs to do with the X Men is modernize them. Like X Men '97 basically. Also, Eric, third time's a charm with Fantastic Four first steps. 100%. Third time's a charm. And look, I don't I don't hate the first two Fantastic Four movies. I thought the first one was good. I thought the second one was goodish, except there was a lot wrong with the second one, but the first one was good. Yeah, the thing looked like the thing. Yes, there's things to gripe about, but it was still a good movie at the time. Throwing in Fantastic Four, X Men, Spider Man, Daredevil, it was all in there. It wasn't too bad. It was just that Josh Trank movie that was just that was really bad going from that entirely. Um, but no, I feel like with the X Men, they need to modernize it coming into the MCU. Very much like X Men, the first X Men movie. Eric, technically the fourth time if we count Roger Courier. Okay, fourth time. All right, fourth time's a charm to get the Fantastic Four right with an outstanding movie, which I know Marvel will be very, very particular about this, trying to get everything right. Everything in the promotion looks fantastic. So I really hope this lives up to the hype. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. The trailer looked good. If and this is one of those movies where if we don't get a second trailer, I'm fine. I'm fine. I don't need a second trailer. I actually don't need a second trailer for Thunderbolts. Don't need another one for that. If we didn't get any more promotional material for Fantastic Four and that was just a trailer, like I'm sold. I'm sold more than just being an MCU fan. I'm just like, let's go. Let's bloody go. Eric, fourth time feels like it will be fitting the charm. Well, that's true. I know. Four times a charm. They're really playing on that fourth category because it also like the poster and the trailer dropped on the 4th of Feb as well. So they're really, really pushing that vibe all together. So yeah, that's when I think it's going to be coming out. It's funny how it's all working out together, but I can't believe I remember when we first got the announcement they were doing a Fantastic Four movie. And I was like, holy shit. And then we got the logo, and how much has changed from that initial logo to now is just amazing. The different directors that changed, but how far we've come just looks like God, this is printing money. And I don't care when people go, "Oh, the MCU's dead. It's awful." Like no, just get on that train, enjoy the ride. Like yes, some things are great, some things are bad, but it is nothing. Everything's gonna be fantastic. No pun intended. All gonna be that gold. So if you, Eric, so if they both compete reviews, you think it'll be neck and neck box office wise between Superman and Fantastic Four? And I said this to you, Eric, the other day is that Fantastic Four will make them more money than Superman. I feel like Superman will. They're like both films will make a astonishing amount of money at the box office. But I feel like Fantastic Four will make more money because you've got the Pedro Pascal fan train that's fully on board on this. And DC fans have been hurt multiple times and could be a little bit hesitant with Superman. It's been the first movie. The James Gunn era is really kicking off in this. I feel like, but at the same time, this is the other thing is that Superman is a more recognized character around the world. Yes, so it could make more money, but I think the better film will be Fantastic Four, and I think it will make that more money. I don't think it's going to make a shit ton more money than Superman. I think it's just going to make that a little bit more. Yeah, I think you might be right, but man, Superman really needs to succeed. Yeah, Superman does. That's the thing is, I want the Superman movie to succeed. It really does. James Gunn needs it. It has to. It's gonna hit it out the park. If not, it's gonna look a bit like it needs to be solid. Also, I'd like to say hi to Luke for coming past the YouTube as well. Hey man, thanks for coming past as well. I appreciate everyone who's coming past today. Just makes it more fun. But yeah, the DC really does need to have an absolute freaking win, and Superman needs to do it. Look, there's a report that Denzel could be playing Magneto in Black Panther 3. Whoa, oh, was it? Whoa, Eric. Whoa, you think Fantastic Four will be the better film? I don't know, man. Superman's James Gunn's just saying. No, I'll tell you. I right here, right now, Fantastic Four will be the better film and will make more money. Not saying a shit ton more money. I'm just saying it will make more money. That's it. The reviews might be the same, but Fantastic Four will make it a little bit more coin in the background. Um, Interesting thing, I do. Well, obviously, we do know that thanks to Denzel Washington, he did slip the fact that he will be in Black Panther 3. Here's the thing: is as much as I do like the fan casting of Magneto, be Denzel Washington being Magneto, I feel like they need to go with a younger cast. They're going to need X-Men to be the new pillars again of the MCU moving forward. So I think they need a younger cast. Like I, well, not younger cast, but like not as old as Denzel. That's what I'm just saying. Luke, given the choice, I'd see Fantastic Four over Superman. See, I'll say someone else who. Yeah, thank you. Someone else who agrees with me. But yes, Fantastic Four, July 25th. Set that in your calendars. It's going to be a fantastic ride, and I know everyone hated that pun, so I don't feel bad at all altogether. Eric, I agree more with it potentially being bigger at the box office than it will be better film. I don't know. Yeah, that's right, man. That's right, man. Reviews might be the same for Superman and Fantastic Four. Might be the same. Oh, don't worry. If Superman is anything like the James Gunn Suicide Squad, it's gonna be good. Eric, James Gunn always goes hard on his movies. Yes, he does. I don't know about anything else. Luke, the trailer, different time period. The cast had me way more interested. I completely Patrick Pascal for the win, man. Mark, I think more people have been waiting for Fantastic Four. That's the big reason it may do better. But I want both to succeed, and I'm exactly like that. I want both to succeed because it's when they both win, we all win together. But I also do agree the fact it almost feels like we've been waiting for the Fantastic Four movie a lot longer than Superman, because we've been waiting for a very long time. 2008, arguably, we've been waiting since 2008 for the Fantastic Four to return home because Marvel's first family and to be in the MCU. And when we got the Josh Trank Fantastic Four movie, it was like, just give up, Fox, just give up, just give the rights back. Just do it. Let's like how bad it could be, and and it makes that urge oh geez, Man of Steel was 2011. Man of Steel was 2011. Oh, you're testing me now. So that's how back it goes. Eric, I want both to see, but it'd be nice if Superman did even better than just because DC barely beats Marvel. Well, TV show wise, DC wins. Like the Penguin. Penguin does play well. 2013. Thank you, Eric. Yeah, Man of Steel was 2013. So yeah, arguably we've been waiting for the Fantastic Four longer than Man of Steel. Yeah, what Eric said. I want DC to win. Like I want DC to take a little bit more up their belts. Penguin was fantastic. Penguin was great. That arguably that was better than any MCU show last year. Dark Knight still to this day has raised so high over Marvel movies. It's almost like, come on, like you want DC to win. I want DC to win. I want James Gunn's era to be fantastic. I want it to be great. I want to see these characters. I want DC movies to get the absolute treatment that they should be getting and what they deserve. Like that's like another thing. DC get DC gave the first woman superhero film before Marvel. Oh, sorry, before Marvel MCU, because we did get Elektra. That was her film. Eric. Oh yeah, I think they were weird in quality wise, but I mean box office too. Yeah. Well, I hope Penguin was yeah. Mark, Penguin was just absolutely crazy. I was like here. Oh yeah, I was like here for the Penguin. After the show finished, I was like, holy shit, this is just damn. That's just damn good. And the only gripe I have about it, which is not even about the Penguin, it's just my gripe is that when that show ends, it's like, all right, I'm ready for Batman 2. And then a month later, Batman 2 has been delayed. I'm like, oh, fantastic. Great. So great it's been delayed. So lucky. But yeah, Daredevil, going about Daredevil Born Again, it is less than 1 month to Daredevil Born Again, which will be streaming on March the 5th. So we are in the last few weeks going into that. So as mentioned before, we will be having Superman and Invincible leading into Daredevil Born Again when that kicks off altogether. Eric, yes, just rewatched The Penguin. So glad I got Best Actor, Best Actress at the Critics' Choice last night. It deserves it. It deserves all the praise. That show hits. It did fantastic. Again, set in this Matt Reeves universe. It's well bloody deserved. And I recommend anyone to watch that in a heartbeat. Like, you need to watch it. It just sucks that the Batman 2 is just so far away. Well, it just seems so far away until we're actually going to get that. But yeah, Daredevil warning him. Daredevil warning in, less than a month to go. So, and the fact that currently in America, it's been rated R. Here in Australia, it's been rated MA. But so I'm like, that's an absolute win for Marvel. But this is going to be the not so good thing about Marvel, or the downgrade for Marvel, is that Rob Liefeld, who is the creator of Cable and Daredevil, Deadpool, has recently said that he's going to cut ties with Marvel after 30 years due to some recent events. One of them not being invited to the Marvel after party for Deadpool and Wolverine, which he has been invited previous times, which he felt that was a bit of a slap in the face. Apparently, the execs, Disney execs, and Kevin Feige dodged him and didn't acknowledge him at the premiere, and they are also. Just don't treat them very well, and he feels really snubbed about it. So he's going to be cutting ties altogether. Eric, I don't know if I messaged you this already, but do you think the latest delay about it could be because Matt Reeves is making Oz more the main villain after seeing how the show came together? I know. Possibly, actually, I could see that. I could see the fact that he's delayed. Well, I think there's other reasons why they've delayed it, but at the same time, I could see that how well that shows that these just want to shift things in a different direction. And maybe if Coronel's Penguin only had 3 to 4 scenes, he's now going to have 4 to 10 to 12, so a little bit more going into it. They may have just refocused that, especially with Sophia as well. So we could see that they're going to be doing that shift. Eric, it sucks they did that to him. Like that. Show some respect to the creator, even if you don't mean it, dude. 100%. Like shit. Like he's one of the creators. And apparently, he has said the fact that Marvel don't apparently treat their creators very well, but to get snubbed from a big movie that's one of your main characters, not to be acknowledged, like shit, I'd be pissed off too. Like I'd be seething. And it just sucks that like after 30 years, everything with Deadpool and everything, this is what's happened. So I feel for the guy, and this does not look good for Marvel at all. Not to mention, there was another thing in the news that apparently Kevin Feige and Marvel were looking to bring back Jonathan Majors back, which apparently they got snubbed altogether. I was like, ugh. I'm like, don't bring him back. I don't think bring him back at all. Just focus on the main thing. Mark, which was better, the Batman or Penguin? That's hard. For different reasons, like uh Eric will chime into this in like 2 seconds and be like, "Well, you know what? I'll tell you the truth, Mark. I've been asking myself the same thing. I can't really decide. They're better for different reasons. Like the Penguin was fantastic because we saw more of Gotham, the underbelly, really flesh out this world. But at the same time, like Batman's what kicked it off, and Batman we actually got Batman. Where Penguin we didn't get Batman. All we got was a mention and the light in the sky. That's all we got. So for a Batman TV show, fantastic. For a Batman movie, great. But for the fleshed out world more, I guess it could go to Penguin. But in saying that, you need Batman, and the Penguin wouldn't come the other way around. So that's a good one. Eric, I think the Batman is more rewatchable, but I think the Penguin was even better objectively on a writing level to say. Right there, man. Preach. I 100% agree with that as well. Altogether. But yeah, speaking of a bit for Rob, I feel for you, man. I'm sorry that's Marvel's true. You're like that. I hope Marvel reach out and do something to make up to you that you don't quit Marvel and all this. So I hope they do out to you and fix this in some type of form or fashion. Because these creators, like we wouldn't have these awesome movies, our TV shows, comics without them. They're the original bloody source. Like yes, other people do come in, they do reimaginings and everything like that. They gain a little bit more here and there. But it's from their stem, it's from the very start with them, and they should get the respect and the royalties that they deserve. That's the main thing. Mark, I gotta admit, Penguin got me more interested in that universe. That's true. Also, Mark, that's how DC treated Superman creators back in the day. They did. And right now, from the recent report again, is that apparently the estate of the creators of Superman are suing Warner Brothers everything because apparently they don't have the rights to release the Superman movie in particular territories. And as much as I do think creators should get get their royalties, which I just said before, I think it's sometimes I feel like, are you asking for too much? Or are you just trying to squeeze every penny? Like that's my thing. Like, are you are you squeezing that a little bit too much? Eric, yes, well, I think that's partially just because it's truly a new territory with the franchise. The movie is fantastic and necessary, but inherently more like we've seen before. Yeah, I also agree that too with being with Batman. But yeah, like it's asking too much. So we've got that one on the side of the fence happening on DC, and then you've got this that's happening the other one, which feels a little bit just deserved. And Rob deserves Deadpool's a fucking awesome character, and giving the man the royalties he bloody deserves, and the respect and the invites, all of it. Bloody deserves it. Also going on to The Last of Us, which Last of Us Season 2 is going to be coming on the horizon. And it's going to be happening in April. Now, the interesting thing is in a recent interview is that The Last of Us, which I don't know how they're going to do it, going to fill the gaps, that Last of Us Part 2 video game could be spread over 3 seasons. So if anyone who thought Patrick Pascal was going to die in the second season, with them saying that, I don't think Patrick Pascal's going to die until season 3. So, or that's going to be the cliffhanger at the end of season 2 to season 3. Yeah, so a lot more. I feel like we're getting a lot more Patrick Pascal moving forward, which we're going to get. But yeah, I did 2 seasons. I understand for the game. 3 more seasons for just part 2. Damn. So for Last of Us fans, season 2 TV show is going to be around for a while. We got a lot for the next 5 to 6, 8 years. There's gonna be a lot more Last of Us moving forward. So that's a win. I just don't know how they're gonna break up that video game into 3 seasons, eight episodes each. But also some fantastic news is Take-Two has again confirmed due to a recent report is that Grand Theft Auto 6 is on track to come out fall this year. The latest little leak I've seen is that it's going to be coming into November. It's going to be going in November. roughly Mark, and also Mark. Maybe we'll get him in flashbacks. That's true. There'll probably be flashbacks that we're going to get more of Pedro Pascal's Joel. I would say so. I can't see him being as cut from the show altogether. That will have those flashbacks, more adventures, or like a split of one timeline to the second timeline. So better past and forward. I could see that happening as well. Eric, yeah, because they tell the flashback stuff chronology rather than actually have flashbacks expand on them. I'm sure. Yeah, 100%. I agree with that too. But yeah, sorry, GTA 6, the latest leak I've seen is going to be in November. Roughly, this game will be coming out, which I can't wait for. But the fact that we got another Take Two report saying the fact it's coming out at that time is nothing reassurance to fans that unless something dramatically happens, GTA 6 is 100% going to be coming out this year. So get ready for it. And I wish I could take the time off work, but my annual leave is gone going to Europe, so I can't take time off. I'm taking like 2 days off for this. Just want to tell my boss. Uh, also, some good news, bad news. Apparently, the Wonder Woman game that got announced a couple of years ago, apparently that's still so far away. WB has put $100 million in this. It's been reworked and it's still very far away altogether, and it still sparks that old argument, the fact that don't announce a game so far in advance before we actually bloody get it. Announce the game when you know everything's running smoothly and this is the end date. Don't be like, hey, we're doing this. 8 years later, oh, we've canceled the project. You'll never see anything. Or it's completely reworked. It's been cancelled. Like, don't announce a game that so far early. Also, on the Rocksteady fence is that they're looking to make another Arkham game, which is still very far away, but they're looking to make a new one after the dismal display after Suicide Squad kills the Justice League happened to it. Like, for me, I think don't make another Arkham game unless it's Batman Arkham Beyond. Yes, unless you're going to make that, then don't. Then try and make a Superman game, something else. But yeah, if you want to make a Batman Beyond Arkham game, do it. Do it. Do it. You have my vote. You have everything. And I 100% agree that you should do it. It's going to be great. And you know, they're going to make it great anyway. So do it. Also, I'd like to say very happy 1 year anniversary to Helldivers, a game that completely smashed expectations with 12 million copies sold in the first 3 months. Is have done fantastic. Has a fantastic journey for the first 12 months and has done incredibly well with some great reviews. Eric, will we ever get a Justice League game? Yeah, Rocksteady, make a Justice League game. You could do it, but not Suicide Squad kills a Justice League. Make a Justice League game without having to get murdered and then actually get murdered altogether. Uh, like like in the Arkhamverse, where you're not trying to kill them. Exactly. I would like that too. But sometimes people don't want to make nice things. People are like, oh no, let's go make this. This is a great idea. Oh, it failed. Who saw that coming? I don't know. But yes, it's been 1 year for Helldivers, which besides a little controversy happened about eight months ago, where the whole PC PSN with adding in the what was it? Adding in the with your PC, you had to have a PSN account, which hurt them really bad. It gave them some really bad reviews and all that was bad. Was bad. Um, Besides that little hiccup, this game has done incredibly well and was one of the sleeper hits for last year. The fact it's a year later is insane, and I can honestly tell you that um, since I got this game, I finally downloaded it and bought it in over the Christmas holidays. I'm loving it. It's so much fun. I can see why it's so addicting, why it's made so much money, and they've even said the fact they've got so much more coming. Helldivers has done so fantastic well. It does suck the fact the PSN network, I don't know if it's back up as I'm recording this right now, but the PSN network is currently down. It's been down for a long time, which is making people really nervous. Eric. But yeah, I feel like a Superman and Batman Beyond would be better first. Exactly. Do one of those games. Don't go back to the well of the Arkham games, especially with Kevin Conroy who's passed away. Look, you can get away with it with a Batman Beyond game because you could get like another older person, but you could do it, Eric, just like the original animated shows. Yeah, 100%, man. Preach. But again, if you announce the game, don't let it fall its timbers and let it all go to shit and never see the light of day. But yeah, Helldivers 2, happy 1 year anniversary. Doing fantastic. That is great to see. I can see it. Why? And look, if you're still umming about this game, I 100% recommend to pick this up because it's so much fun. And I can see why. And it must be have to tell 110%. For an online game, it is the most friendliest online game I think I've ever played, where people actually help. No one's like angry at each other. You don't find out where your mother's been. Like it's actually really supportive, and like that's what all games should be. But yeah, it's actually lives up to what they're doing, and it's one of the best reviewed games. So happy 1 year anniversary to Helldivers. Now let's talk about Eric. Aren't they remaking Asylum? I think it holds up, but yeah. Aren't they remaking Asylum? I think it holds up, but yeah, I can understand why they might do it for your gamers and the series, perhaps. Last I heard, they weren't doing a remake of Arkham. Um, they weren't doing it. I know I heard they were doing a remake of the original Halo for next gen for PlayStation 5 and yeah, PlayStation 5. I heard they're doing a remake for that, but not a remake of the original Arkham because it's still the game's like yes, the game's like 12 years old now, but it's still bloody good. And it doesn't feel, when I play Arkham Asylum, I don't feel like, oh my god, this is so grainy and bad. I'm like, no, this still holds up. This still holds up. But yeah, Captain America next week. So don't forget to get your tickets. Get that winged popcorn bucket. It's going to be absolutely worth it. And that's what we're going to be talking next week. And we've got some special guests for it as well, which I can't wait to tell you who it is. But they've been on the show before, and it's well overdue of them being on there. But let's talk about Invincible, which is back, baby. It's so good because that gap between season 2 and season 3 is a lot smaller, which is great. Again, I'm going to tell every single time I talk about Invincible, if you're sleeping on this, don't sleep on this. Start watching this show now and be one of those people who bitch about the animation for some stupid ass reason. It's not that bad. But this show's back. And trust me, if you like The Boys, if you like brutality and you hate the fact that Marvel's like so PG and everything, this is the show that you need to watch. This is the one you need to grab onto. This is fantastic. And again, I know I've said this every week. I don't give a shit. The fact that we are getting an episode every single week is amazing. Because the last season we had 4, we had a 3-month gap, and then we're getting another 4. And that was really, really awful. Especially trying to cover it was really annoying. But yes, Invincible is out right now. And again, this is not for kids either. So, a great thing about the show is the fact there is a massive gap between the two. This takes after 3 months after season final of season 2, which is great. Majority of everyone's back for this. I love the passion. I love seeing how much people love this TV show, and this just dives straight in. Like this goes right into it. We see Mark training, getting stronger, getting faster. We see Cecil helping him. We see the rest of the team, Rex, the Guardians, which the guy for a brief moment the Guardians are back together. Also, I'm going to tell you right now, if you haven't seen it, spoilers, left, right, and center. So I'm just telling you now before I get a message from someone going, "Oh, you spoiled it." I'm like, yes, because you clicked on this, and I'm telling you the review of my point of view of it. So spoilers. Yeah. So we get for a brief moment, everyone's back. We see our Oliver. We see Mark's mom. Getting their lives back together, and of course, action starts off fresh. We get into this. Eric, I'm okay for spoilers for this. Eric, you should watch it. I think you would like it. Like um it's not the writing of Penguin, but there is a character in it called Darkwing, which is Batman essentially in a weird way. We do get that, but we see it. Cecil, is training Mark, especially after what happened with the other Viltrumite who came down saying someone much worse is coming. Which I know people will hate me, but there is someone who is worse coming. That is basically a lot stronger. Who's gonna be coming and basically mop the floor with Mark, and it's not going to be pretty at all. And they are going to be going. Eric, saw the first episode of season one. I mean, well, what do you think? What did you think of it? First episode of season three? What do you think? Tell me. We can spoil it together, so it's all right. But yeah, watching this watching going back into this universe is what makes me miss it so much, and I wish we got more episodes more often, which is kind of sucks, but it's it is what it is. Um, but it's great going back to the universe. We see Oliver who's trying to get his power. He gets his powers, which is a surprise. Doesn't end too well. So the premiere, we got episode 1, 2, and 3 to kick off. Which to me, I totally forgot the fact that we're getting 3 episodes. So it's fantastic. The fact that ooh, I was like, oh, episode 2 is starting now. Oh, that's great. Oh, episode 3, that's bloody brilliant. And the fact that we've got, if you go onto Amazon, you can see they've got a thumbnail for every single episode for the rest, which is kind of good. Doesn't really tell you diddly, but gives you an idea what's going to happen. Especially when the last episode is called "I Thought You Would Never Shut Up." Episode 7 is "What Have I Done." Episode 6 is "All I Can Say Is I'm Sorry." Episode 5 is "That Was Supposed to Be Easy." Episode 4, "You Were My Hero." God knows what's gonna happen in that episode. I feel like that's gonna be gut wrenching. I'm like, oh my god, like that's gonna be a kicker right there. And that I'm like, oh, where is Eric? But still, I'm not invested enough to care about the spoilers. Mark, Eric, watch Invincible. Low. Okay, I just read your comment. I watch it, guys. I watch it, but I think season two. But I think season two, I've been getting fatigued by it. But are you getting fatigued by? Do you think like slow writing or the fighting, or it's like it should kick up a lot more? Like that's yeah. Where do you think getting fatigue about it, or do you think it's becoming overhyped of how good this TV show is? Me, the thing is, what I love is like this show really does um, pushes that conventional superhero out the door. That superhero, Invincible is dropped at the right time, mixed all this, you know, Marvel stuff, that more people want that more brutality, and it's a great twist on the different on superheroes could do. Very much like Spider-Man of dual wielding in normal life, superhero life, and doing what's right. And it's there's one of the lines like I know that a lot of people like probably would disagree with me, and I understand it. Like seeing which was great. We got Cecil's backstory in this and why he's got like all the lines in his mouth, which god damn, I feel sorry for him and why he's got all that. Oh, it's rough as guts. Eric, it's good. I think I just don't love it as much as most, but like enough to watch it. Yeah, all right, that's fair enough. Where Cecil does say there's people who there's good guys and there's people who save the world, and I think it was great that we got the background of Cecil and just seeing how he came like this. And it's not like Cecil's just another government pawn where you know, he's he's just trying to do all this back stuff. He's just doing it for the bad reasons. I think the backstory really add lever to his character on the fact that you see that he had the same ideals as Mark. And he was not like he got taken over or he got beaten or he got someone he had to compromise, which he technically did compromise, but it was interesting to see that he got shown a different way, and the fact that to save the earth you have to do this. You have to. You can't always be the good guy. You can't. You gotta do the things that are bad. You gotta get your hands dirty. And also, Eric, I guess I'm just DC Marvel guy. Yeah, that's fair. Mark, season two with the multiverse oils have that effect. I still thought it had some fantastic moments, especially when he broke up with his girlfriend and why. Sorry, spoiler. Cecil is the real hero of the show. There is no, dude. I agree with you. These three episodes, that's what I mean. Like Cecil, like felt like so bad for him because I'm like you, like the fact that we see the parallel. He doesn't say it to Mark, which I thought he was in that first preview of season two. But the fact that and he's like, oh, everyone's get away. Like I'm just like you don't understand. He's just trying to do the right thing, but the wrong way. And then we get Cecil does it fantastic, and he's like 100% the unsung hero of the show. And these three episodes really show him. And it's gonna be hard because I feel like Cecil should tell Invincible what he like try and tell Invincible like this happened to me, this is what happened, but we don't get that. But and he's like, you little arrogant asshole. Your way is the only way there isn't. And the thing is, in that scene, is that his way, Cecil's way, saved the heroes in that scene. So he owes Cecil for saving them because they were all effed. Like they were all like there was no way they were getting out of it. They were all about to die in that scene, and it was thanks to Cecil. Eric, in the comics, aren't there straight up Marvel and DC characters popping up somewhere? I know the show had an Office Batman cameo. Yeah, yeah. This does have characters. I'm like, okay, you are a Flash, or you are a Batman, or you are a Superman. Unofficial Batman cameo. Eric, but the comics are straight up allowed to use Marvel DC characters somehow. I don't think they're allowed to use them. I think it's the same thing like with the Sonic, when like a shadow or I think in the background that you allude to. Eric, Mark's character was based on Peter Parker and Spider-Man, if that helps. Which you could tell, 100%. 100% you could tell. Like, I swear I saw Spider-Man in Invincible comic, or was that... No. In season two, he has this, like, he's jumping through the multiverse because Angstrom, and he does meet a guy that's like Spider-Boy, or Man Spider, basically. And that's pretty much Spider-Man reference. You get into that. And yes, you do there was a Batman cameo. Now that I remember, it's like he's just talking to him. He's like, "So you're a man, but you're also a bat," and like it's yes, you did get it, which was really cool and really funny. Mark, there are pop-ups, but that's the joke. Yes. And that's one of the things I do love about Invincibles. It does take that piss slightly about superhero films. Like there was and the genre, like there was it season two, very beginning where he goes to Comic Con and he was so praising this show and they were taking the piss out of animation. It was like, yeah, this is how animation could take so long. You just put your hand over or it pans over a shot where you think everyone's moving, but they're not or they just reuse scenes, which I thought was really good. Oh no, I mean Spider-Man the comic version had just someone similar. It was in it. It was in it, Eric, in the multiverse. And that's probably another thing too, is that season two of Invincible can feel a bit repetitive. Is with what Mark said as well, is because it was multiversal again, which we feel like that we've got so much of that right now. Marvel and DC stole from each other all the time, so it's just a weird dynamic. They do. You can literally look all these Marvel characters, all these DC characters, swap them over. Hell, as we were talking before, Deathstroke, Deadpool. There you go. But yeah, Cecil is the unsung hero for this. We also do get a slight payoff with Mark in Mark telling Eve that he does like her, and they do go out. The payoff that we see from the adult Eve, or the older Eve, if you will, from that other multiversal. I do love the fact he did tell her, and he was like, "No, you weren't meant to tell her," but he did tell her. So I'm glad she knows that background. That convention episode and animation works was hilarious. That was so good. I was like, Yeah, I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing. It makes sense because I know because which they did do a promo for that too. They did take the absolute piss. It's like when you coming back, man? When you coming back? And he's like, oh, I've been doing stuff. He's like, yeah, but when you coming back? Um, and they did one another promo for this too, which is like it was Cecil and Mark going to this white room, and it's like, oh, what are we doing in here? It's like we're waiting, and nothing because people are watching, waiting for the season to come out. I'm like, guys, just take the effing piss, which is good, which is I like it. Um, but yeah, Cecil's the unsung hero for this, which I did love, and as well as not jumping too far ahead, we do have Oliver Kid Omni Man, which I do love. That was like, ooh, um, that was not. No, I thought it was meant to be over for Oliver. That's not what was meant to happen. We do have Oliver who does kill the Mullen twins, which I do, which I'm glad he did kill those two because they were always funny in everything they popped up. But he does he does say to him like if we kill him, that's it, done and dusted. And this is one of the things I do love about the show is it does, especially these 3 episodes, it's really highlighted is that we don't kill, we're not like everybody else, which is very has a parallel to Batman is that if you kill him, it's not right the thing to do. And I would love for Mark to talk to the Punisher because I'm pretty sure the Punisher would have the same conversation they had with Daredevil. It was like, no, my way is good. It's done. It's dusted. That's it. And I love how the fact that we're getting that argument again, and we get that point of view from Oliver as a kid. If you kill him, it's done. And they're like, Mark's like, no, we don't kill. And then Oliver just turns around and he's like, well, you killed Angstrom. And he's like, I didn't mean to. Yeah, 100%. RIP more twins. 100%. Um, Eric, sorry, Mark. I hate how no one almost seems to get Cecil trying to save the world. If the filter won't show up as little as 3 of them, they're screwed. Yeah, they are. And that's the thing is like you feel sympathy for Cecil, going, "Well, no, I know what you're trying to do," and like the heroes don't see that. And even the Guardians who did side with Cecil, I feel like still don't fully understand. Like, Immortal is such a dick. Like, I like Rex just going up to him and doing. I'm like, yeah, that's right. Tell him how much of a dick and useless. And you're like, oh, that's right. You got murdered by Omni Man, so you cannot talk at all. Also, Eric, a bit off topic, but have you heard Adrian Brody talk about how he was in talks at one point to play the Joker in the Dark Knight and still wants to play the character? I think he's my pick for DC Joker. Yes, I did see that. That would be cool if he did it. It seems like a lot of people say Joker is the ultimate role for them. I would like to see him some fashion. It might be a more multiversal thing because right now we have our set Jokers. Well, we're not going to be see Joker 3 anytime soon, so nothing to worry about on that anymore. So we could have another Joker at any point. But yeah, it's I love the fact that we get that conversation again of he's a hero, you don't murder, you do kill, you don't be as bad as the bad guys, you don't murder. And you're trying to tell this kid Oliver, who's got all the powers as Invincible, at the say he's not as strong, but you don't do it. You just don't kill. And then you can still see, as it was only 5 months ago or 4 months ago, that Mark is still really, really feeling the pain for Angstrom and for killing him. And he had every right to do it. You've got a villain, which is really hard, and which we have seen so many superheroes cross that line because they get pushed that way too far. Superman killing the Joker because of Lois Lane. Batman killing the Joker because he was stabbing him and broke his neck. It's so many times where that line is crossed, and you can fully understand when you've got a villain like Angstrom the multiverse can pop out anywhere, anytime, just absolute threat. Which we find out that he's also spying on Mark, and he's going to be back again, which I was kind of a bit disappointed. I must admit. I'm like, when I saw he's back, I'm like, no. I'm like, you're done. We don't really have to rehash you. Like, there's other shit going on. The coalition and everything. Let's focus on that. I'm like, we don't need Angstrom again. Eric, we don't have the DC Joker. We don't even have a DC. Well, no, what's throw me? We're probably we do have. Well, we have the Joker and the Batman. We don't have the Joker in the James Gunn era yet, so he could still play him. So, but yeah, seeing, with the Invincible, what was that him spying? Yeah, that was Angstrom, same voice actor. Mark, yep, that was Angstrom. The background, that was, yeah, that's why I was a bit like, like, yes, you're a good villain. Yes, season 2 is good, but I don't know. It doesn't feel like you should come back. I feel like there's enough shit going on that we could focus on that. I almost like Spider-Man 3 PTSD is like, don't have too many villains. That's the kind of thing I'm afraid of. I don't have too many villains at all because it could get too much. That's the thing. Mark. Yeah, I know, it was surprising, but Mark, what do you think? Like, happy Angstrom's back, or do you think like, nah, too soon, too much? And also with everyone that was Invincible, we also got Paul, which is voiced by Shang-Chi, wailing on Rex ridiculously, and another generated multi-man, just like his sister. We do see him wailing on Rex, and that was, what was it? It was such a cold line when he's like, oh, "You could have killed me." He's like, "I've married for less." Yeah, and I'm like, "God damn, son, what have you done?" Uh, no, the brain guy is back. I had enough of that guy. Yep, brain guy is back. The big brain guy is back. Um, but yeah, and we get to see those new characters. There's a lot more new characters coming in a later half, going on, and we see that we also get the nice little character moments with Eve with her parents, which was felt right. That felt good seeing her going back. Obviously not obviously rejoining the Guardians, but the Guardians have also split up because of everything that Cecil's done. So they're now split up into two different teams. And I do love the Mole twins when they do rock up. It was like, that's it. Where's the rest of you? I feel insulted. The Mole twins were the best. I'm sure. I just hope there's another. They do another clone again, or Cecil brings them back in some way because they were really smart. And the fact that it was like, we're not here to blow up the Earth. We're here to take out the satellites and everything. So you have to pay us. We're now businessmen. I'm like, God damn. Those guys, it just sucks the fact that they're gone. But we got a little bit of new characters. We got some great resolves, in it, and we got some great fight scenes as well. And I think the first 3 episodes are well deserved. This kicks off really strong. We've got the character development. We've got the little things setting up moving forward. We also do get Nolan in the first episode. Actually, we get Nolan in the flashback with Cecil, but we do get Nolan in the first episode, which we see that he's caring more. Because I totally forgot about that last line in season 2 where he's like, also, I think I missed my wife. Which makes me want to see Debbie so much after that. But what that's going to happen, coalition and everything, with, oh my God, I forgot his name. Charlie, Alan, that's it. I remember Alan, the alien. The fact that I still love that fact. He's like, yeah, it would take a pretty big laser. Oh my God. And there's a giant laser about to zap him. Like, freaking love that. That was so good. So, from my point of view, is the fact that the first 3 episodes have started off really, really strong. And and the fact that we know how much is coming should get more excited. I really doubt it. I hope we don't get that stupid filler episode vibe in the middle of just like, okay, this is just passing time. This is just passing time. I hope we don't get that at all. So the next few episodes is the fact that we are getting Feb 13th, Feb 20, Feb 27, March 6th, and March 13th. So one episode of the podcast we'll be reviewing both Invincible and Daredevil Born Again at the same time. Mark, the fact that Oliver killed the twins, so you think he's stronger due to his aging, or is Mark always holding back that much? Well, that's all. That's a good point because I think Invincible is holding back to a point. Same thing with Superman. Like, I would love one of those moments, the old Justice League cartoon, Justice League Ultimate. There's an awesome scene where we have Superman go up to Darkseid and was like, I hate living in a world where it feels like cardboard. I can't let loose, so I can't lose control for one moment because somebody's going to die. And then he says, he's like, but you can take it, and this is a rare opportunity where I can cut loose. And he does this awesome thing where he punches Darkseid, and you just see the absolute ripples of it. I would love to see a scene like that with Invincible, where he's like, he does something similar, where he's like, I'm always holding back. Like, you gotta remember the fact your Spider-Man's always holding back. You forget how strong Spider-Man is. If he um, punched one of the guys, like, they'll be dead. But I would love to see a scene where Invincible does that, where he's like, I've always been holding back, and he's like, nah, no more. Which he probably will do against the Viltrumite. That would be fantastic. I don't think Oliver will be as strong. I don't think Oliver will be as strong Invincible at any point. I think because of their DNA, he will not be as strong. Because obviously they do say that the best combination is with the humans. Or as have done in the past. Um, but because of the fact he's aging rapidly, because of their generics, that's why he's got his powers so early. And as you can see in the Mole Twins, he decimated them very quickly, broke the jaw. I'm like, oh my god, it looks really painful. Um, but I don't like the new black and blue suit either. I'm like, nah, go back to the blue and yellow. Like, go back to that one. It's very dark and feels like it's very dark and brooding kind of aspect with it. I'm like, yeah. I think it looks good, but at the same time, I'm like, nah, go back to the blue and yellow. Go back to that. But yeah, it's just interesting to see where this is going to go moving forward. Um, and I would love, yeah, 100% love seeing an episode with Invincible just absolute cut loose, goes nuts moving forward. And if you do follow the show, if you do watch the show, you will see on TikTok there are people who are posting up comics of what's going to happen next, which I'm trying to avoid as much as possible because I know the show is following the comics. I know there's a lot coming that's going to be sick and awesome, which I'm trying to not look too much, but look at the same time, which I find really hard. But overall, the character development that we're going this 3 episodes is fantastic. You feel so much for Cecil. Invincible is right in majority of what he's saying, and his truth. We get to see Eve and them together. So the next, because things are slightly too happy at the moment, I'm a bit like, wow, this is going to go south real quick, isn't it? Something's going to happen. And again, I can't wait to see when Nolan teams up with back with Invincible or Invincible, which thanks to people stuff that up. Is going to be good. But yeah, strong start for Invincible, strong going. Hopefully, it maintains that vibe for the rest of the show. I just can't believe that people still bitch about the animation. I'm like, animation's not that bad. Like, yet not everything is going to be like an anime. Not to mention, we also remember Dragon Ball Super. There were some episodes that were absolutely dog shit. And then we get episodes where Goku's fighting Jiren, which is just immaculate and stunning animation. And that's probably what they're going to do. Is like, more budget is going to be in the fight scenes, which you want it to be. You want it to see like that. So strong start, Invincible. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you think. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Or are you going to be one of those people that's like, I'm not going to watch it. I'm going to wait until the end and do one massive binge. Unfortunately for me, I can't do that because I love it way too much. But yeah, definitely let me know in the comments what you think about Invincible. Now, let's get on to Spider-Man. Spider-Man, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. This show is actually it's not as good as Invincible straight off the bat, but it's actually doing really well. Both the animation for this and the comic books, fantastic. Just the mix of being its own story, being in the MCU, that in between is good. Seeing how people can become villains, like Lonnie, which is guy's name for being Tombstone. Again, spoilers, 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 spoilers left, right, and center. Um, seeing him get his dubs as Tombstone, seeing Peter try on different suits, seeing the white suit, which looks sick, and Harry now knows who Spider-Man is. I feel like the people, how many people who know Spider-Man is increasing. We got Doc Ock, and we're seeing Spider-Man fight more in these few episodes. And it's like honestly, like I'm really invested in it. It's yes, it's part MCU, part isn't. And usually like this does feel a little bit more kiddie, but at the same time it doesn't. Nothing like Miss Marvel kind of aspect. Like this seems very much like for comic book lovers who really love the Spider-Man story. This is where I feel like it really comes into it. Like even seeing Doc Ock looks so comic book accurate, so funny. Yes, some characters have been changed up. Yes, there's some characters who have flipped. It doesn't matter. Like it's still telling a great Spider-Man story. The fact that we're getting another 3 episodes on Feb 17th, we're getting another 3 episodes on Feb 19th going in. Eric, I watched one episode of Spider-Man show as well. It was a little better than I thought from the trailer, but I'm still unsure why the reviews are so good. I don't know. Well, no, like it is good. Like it's not fantastic. It's not wow, this is amazing. Like this is really good. I find that it is good. It is good. It's not going to break stream records. It's not going to break well, that's going to break box office or Disney numbers or anything like that. I think it's going to have its small niche of fans, and it does fit into that gap. And I think as a true Spider-Man fan, you're going to like this show. Seeing the different characters, seeing, yes, there are some gender swaps. Yes, there's some people are replaced, but it's still good, and you still feel for these characters, especially like Loney as Tombstone. Like, but God, man, you had a football career, you had the hottest girl in school, and now it really does like you, doesn't? And this is what's happening to you. So the first 3 episodes, we get Sokovia chords kick in, so you do see the fallout of that. Whose side are you on? Like, your Spider-Man doesn't have to do that, and no one else once says like, "I will protect you" on that, because Spider-Man does play a really big part in the comics for Civil War, because he does reveal himself to the world at that time, like, "Hey, I'm Spider-Man," which makes sense. And then we have Spider-Man who's going to stay on working for Norman, and basically Harry becomes the guy in the chair. So not Ned becomes the guy in the chair, and it's going to be Eric. I have no idea I was going to be a Mirrorverse MCU, so when I started doing the scene from Civil War, I was so confused. Yes, so it's basically Mirrorverse the MCU in a kind of a way that this is Spider-Man's origin. There are going to be 3 seasons of this TV show. Season 3 has been greenlit. So it is a mirror in the MCU, but it's not actually the MCU in that sense. Which I think is good because Doc Ock talks about he's like, no, I'll be just as famous as Reed Richards and Stark and Banner. So I don't like how they all do exist. So the Fantastic Four exist in the Spider-Man TV show, but we're probably never going to see the Fantastic Four. Eric, but then I guess it's like, what if episode extended into its own series? Yes, in a way, yes, it is. In a way, it is, and I'm pretty sure we are meant to see Spider-Man again in in Marvel Zombies too. Spider-Man is, I think, meant to be back in that as well. Especially the fact that this TV show, which I love, is all Disney Marvel on this. Sony isn't touching this, which is why it's actually good. Because of some kind of clause that was like the episodes can't be more than 50 minutes or some shit like that. The fact they don't have to do it under Sony banner. They found a nice little headway to get into this, which thank God. Because like just want Sony just to sell Spider-Man back. Just take it. Or Disney, just buy Sony. Like my God. Just give up already, Sony. Just give up as I'm talking about this. But yeah, having those different aspects in this is fantastic, and I love what we do get out of it. What we're seeing, what the different aspects of these characters. I honestly, I think it is good. Am I more excited for Invincible and Dead of War again? Yes, but this is nice, and the fact that episodes don't feel too long. It does a couple of moments. I do feel like it's like a 2008 video game with how some of the characters walk. I'm just like, I feel like this is just a game that we like. You rock up is like, "Hi, Spider Man! Oh my God, it's Spider Man!" So yeah, I do see that. We do get some really great fight scenes with different abilities, thanks to Doc Ock, which even the villains have like a good, solid character arc in a certain degree. Eric, I mean, would Disney have given us Spider-Man verse though? I mean, heck, even the best live action ones, I think, are Raimi ones. Um, well, no, like I don't. Well, it's funny you say that because I don't. Well, no, Disney probably wouldn't have, but at the same time, like, where's Spy-Verse 3? Last I heard, that was most likely going to be delayed until 2029. That's how far away Spider-Man could be. That's the part I'm like, oh, that's shit. That's how far away it could be because whatever Sony is doing, the fact that you have one of the biggest movies of the year and people clamoring for Spider-Man into Beyond the Spider-Verse, and we're not getting it. Which currently, right now, I'm going to tell you. Where are we? Beyond the Spider-Verse. Beyond the Spider-Verse has no official release date. And here we go. The Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which came out in 2018. Oh no, sorry. Across the Spider-Verse, which was 2023. Yeah, it's gonna be 6 years before we get this, which is kind of really gut wrenching because it's just like they will return and then boom, we are not getting it. The development, like you should see the development on Wikipedia. God damn, it's a massive, massive page. There you go. The last entry in June 2025. Gerald Jerome, the voice actor of Earth 42 version of Miles, said, of Miles himself, that the voice acting has yet to begun because production is still figuring out several details, but was positive about the process. So, yeah, still very far away. 2029. It's the only good thing they've done. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the last I heard. That was going to be delayed to 2029, and the voice acting hasn't started. It's yeah. It's kind of gut wrenching and all that. So until that comes out, we've got this. We got Spider-Man, Tom Holland, Spider-Man 4 coming next year. I don't know if I'll be able to watch out of protest because it's Sony. Well, that's the thing is if Sony does sell the rights back to Spider-Man, this will be under the Disney banner, and rather than Disney banner, it'd be like done in a heartbeat straight away. But and look, don't get me wrong. Like, don't get me wrong, they got very affected too with the strikes, the double strike, so they got affected too. So it makes sense. But the fact that it's just that far, that far out is just like so much hype is down. I mean, Disney does take even longer with some sequels, like Frozen 3 is going to be 7 years after the first one. Yeah, all right, Eric, you got me there. You got me there. It does. I guess, I don't know. It just felt like you get this massive, massive movie. And the other hard thing was that they originally announced it was going to come out 1 year later. It was going to be 2024. That was when we was originally told we were meant to get it. For them to go around and go, yeah, it's not ready. We're not getting this to 2029. Like, it just shows just how much Sony, like, where did you get that idea from that it was going to be that quick at all? Like, what made you thought it was going to be that way? So until that comes out, we've just got this Spider-Man TV show. We're probably going to get season 3 of this TV show before we get in Beyond the Spider-Verse, and then we get Spider-Man for Tom Holland Spider-Man 4 coming out July next year. At this stage, so. And then we're going to have Spider-Man in, I think we're meant to have Spider-Man in Doomsday, but Spider-Man will definitely be in Secret Wars coming out. But until then, this will have to be your Spider-Man fix moving forward. So definitely let me know what you think in the comments of if your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, which also did have like 3 name changes coming into it. So definitely know what you let me know what you think of it. So we've got 6 more episodes of this show. So hopefully the next few episodes don't feel too much filler, and this show stays steady moving forward and doesn't do that stupid dip and filler thing and go right back up. So hopefully we don't have that at all. And I would like to thank you so much for everyone who's come past in this episode. Thank you to the Cobbs Podcast. Thank you to Mark. Thank you to Eric. Thank you to everyone who's come past for the show. I really appreciate you guys make it one of the funnest things about doing this. Thank you so much. And I really appreciate every single one of you coming onto it. So definitely stay tuned. Follow us on Letterboxd. Definitely go check out Hard Eyes review, which will be coming out soon. And just so much more. This is the best time. There was so much coming. So many TV shows that we need to review and rant about, as always. And to top it all off, as always, until next time, happy ranting.
Thanks for listening to Lights, Camera, Rant. If you like the show, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. While you're at it, leave us a rating and review, and be sure to tell your friends. Until next time, happy ranting. Thanks for listening to Lights, Camera,